Hello and welcome back to another, what did I call this? Outfits I've worn recently video. I quite like the idea of doing these kind of on a regular basis. I used to do week in outfits videos, and the commitment to do that every week is quite tough. And also now in sort of like a post-COVID world, I guess, I don't really wear something different every single day. I'm very much like, I don't know, I guess my week revolves around maybe like 2 outfits, maybe 3 at a push. So the reality of actually doing a week in outfits video would be, it wouldn't actually be a reality because I'd be forcing myself to think of something different to wear every day that's kind of interesting for the sake of a video. Whereas this is kind of like a nice roundup of what I have worn in the past sort of few weeks, and feels much more like a realistic overview. So yeah, I'm back in the room that I was in last time, but it's dust free. It's not just freshly plastered anymore, it's been mist coated and the floor's been sanded, so it will actually look a bit cleaner now and I don't have to worry about getting dust all over my clothes. So without further ado, here are some outfits that I have worn recently, and as always I will put as many links in the description box and alternatives where possible as well. I hope you enjoy.
Starting with the look I already have on. So this has been a regularly repeated one over the past couple of weeks while we still navigate these very annoying in between temperatures. So I am still wearing knitwear, which feels like such a shame this far into the year. But I guess it's kind of nice to be able to put on one single layer over the knit and be okay for the day, as opposed to like layering up excessively. All pieces you've seen before. Sorry if this is a bit of a bore, but I think while we're still kind of in this in-between stage here in the UK, I'm lacking a lot of inspiration, so things are heavily repeated, and hopefully as the weather gets better, there'll be some more variation in outfits. But it's kind of a nice thing, I guess, about these videos is that so much of it is repeated, not only from week to week, but month to month and even year to year, and I think that in itself is quite a testament to the pieces. This is a simple look made up of a cream jumper and tailored trousers, but I've added the neck scarf to kind of what I would call totemify it. Basically, when in doubt, just add a patterned neck scarf. I use the Toteme website and their Instagram quite a lot as a styling tool because they're quite good at subtly elevating quite simple pairings with accessories. Wearing my mesh flats from the Row, which I have to say, I love them, but they can only really be worn when I know it's guaranteed to be dry all day, because I'd hate to think what would happen if these got wet. And trusty Whistles leather jacket to kind of toughen up the look a bit. And I think because the layers feel quite, well, they're not exactly layers, but the 2 pieces feel quite soft, so the leather jacket almost grounds it. And then to offset the leather jacket, I'm adding my Celine clasp bag. I'm throwing a wedding look in the video because I went to a wedding in April and I thought it would be a nice one to include in here. The wedding we were invited to was quite casual. We were told that we didn't really have to dress overly formal and just dress like ourselves. But I don't go to weddings very often and I did want to dress up a little bit, but it did feel nice to not have that pressure surrounding what I was going to wear, especially like sometimes feel the pressure to wear heels. And I am terrible at walking in heels, so I kind of avoid them at all costs really. So I wore my soft white loafers from the Row with this beautiful buttery yellow dress from Gianna Sewn with these gorgeous puff sleeves. I cinched it in a little bit myself on the sewing machine because I got a size up due to the extra small being out of stock. So it was just a little bit too straight around the waist for me, but I think if I'd had my true size, it would have naturally had this cinch. So the adjustments I made just gave it that kind of like subtle flare out over the hips. It's important to note that this dress has pockets, which is something we always appreciate. Love to see a pocket on a dress. I did a bit of a matchy-matchy with the bag and shoes and wore the white Porto pouch. I cannot recommend their pouches enough. I've got 2 colours, I've got the brown and the white. I feature them all the time and for good reason because I am using them all the time, both day and night. They're just brilliant. I kept all other accessories and styling very pared back and relaxed. I wore my hair quite naturally air dried and then my mould Atelier earrings. I did try like a statement gold earring, but they felt too warm toned with the yellow. And then I did try like a plain chunky silver earring, but that didn't feel quite right either. I think the mould Atelier earrings were spot on because they felt quite in sync with the sleeves. Like it's almost like the shape of the sleeves were kind of replicated in the silver part of the earring. And then you've just got this beautiful pearl hanging at the bottom. The next 2 outfit variations are probably going to be the most spring-like in this roundup. I wore them on Two very rare warm days that feel like a distant memory. So we've got a good pop of green here, kind of continuing on from the last outfits video really, where I had some green featured there, so it kind of links nicely on. This one's a really bright primary green t-shirt from the Row. I bought this when I was in New York back in December, knowing I would get a lot of wear out of this during spring and summer. I wore it so much in Australia and I know I will continue to do so during the spring and summer here. It's a cropped fit with a kind of cut sleeve and hem detail, so you get that rolled look. I'm going to show you two similar but slightly different ways I've worn this t-shirt in the last few weeks. So the first look is with the weekday, I think these are the Galaxy jeans. They're actually a men's jean, but I've got them in a 27 and I think a leg 30, and they're quite a good slouchy fit. And then my tabby flats. For this look, I did originally have my hair scraped back into a ponytail plait, so please try and envision that as a look, because it looked a lot better than with my hair down. But for the sake of this video, I haven't styled my hair that way because it would just be a bit of a nightmare changing my hair for each clip. Then another look with this t-shirt was I swapped out the jeans for the Shayna Moat boy trousers in Onyx, which I think smartens it up a little bit. Like, it looks a bit crisper. Because it's a truer black, I think and because the fabric has more structure, it just makes it feel a bit more, I guess a bit smarter, like I said. And then I wore ballet pumps with this look again, but a bit more of a classic ballet flat to contrast against the big silhouette of the trousers, and then my banana bag. Oh, look, we have some more green. Surprise, surprise. Not obvious at all that I'm becoming a bit hyper fixated on the colour green. So this is quite a thick piece of knitwear, but when it's this nice, you can't really be mad at the rubbish weather, can you? It's from Daughter, and I love how this bright green looks against crisp white trousers. There's something so satisfying about the contrast. Daughter's colours also are always spot on at the moment. They've got some gorgeous reds, greens, they've got some beautiful blues as well. All of the knitwear is made in Scotland and the quality is great. These are the Shayna Moat boy trousers again, but in the colour Salt. And then Studio Nicholson Moonstar trainers. These were a collaboration trainer which heartbreakingly they no longer stock, so I'm going to try find some alternatives because I know Moonstar themselves are stocked in other places, but this particular colourway was only available through Studio Nicholson. Hopefully they'll bring it back at some point. With this outfit, I'm wearing the Nurakeshi earrings by Monica Veneda. They're 18 karat gold vermeil and pearl, made using natural pearls and recycled gold and silver. They're really dainty, but I feel like with a pearl, even something small makes quite a nice impact, especially with a casual outfit like this. And then my Toteme Trench coat. Again, like something very classic about the beige, the green and the white. It all feels very fresh and timeless. You know, the V-neck, no socks. It feels like we're edging towards better weather with this kind of outfit. This was another one where I wore my hair tied back because sometimes with this trench, I feel like I need to have my hair tied back to kind of balance out the big voluminous shape of the sleeves. I feel like with my hair down it can often feel a bit too crowded, so yeah, another one where that kind of like slick back ponytail plait look really helped balance it. This is a look I wore back in March, but I completely forgot to include it in that outfits video. I wore this when I went out for dinner with Maison Margiela fragrances one evening, and I loved it so much. But I haven't worn it since because I'm being really silly and I've kind of restricted it to only wearing it to like dinners or kind of fancy events, which is ridiculous because this can totally be worn in the day as well. I need to get this back out and actually wear this because I just adored this look so much. It's made up of this long dress from Camilla and Mark. Apologies if you've heard me talk about this dress already in a vlog. I got it last year and I was kind of unsure how to style it at first, so I didn't get much wear out of it. And then I was looking at La Collection recently and the way they style things, and I thought, why don't I just put a long line blazer over it to enhance the collar and the sleeve details, because these are the bits that I love the most about the dress. So I've put some jeans on with it so that I can kind of wear the dress like half unbuttoned, but you don't really see the jeans with the whole look. This is the House of Dagmar long line blazer. I wore the collar kind of outside of the blazer, and it just so happens that the sleeve pokes out the perfect amount to create this almost orchid-like shape. It's the small details like this that I really appreciate in minimal outfits. You know me, I kind of hyper focus on small details like that. Also, how good is this like wobbly, organic feeling ring? This is the Lagoon ring by Monica Vinader. As with all their pieces, it's made using recycled gold and silver. This is 18 karat gold vermeil, and I think it's the perfect piece to kind of seal the look. Because of the way the sleeve moves, you get the occasional peak of the ring, and it kind of, I think, it just takes one statement piece of jewellery to kind of finish this look off and contrast against that delicate sleeve. This feels like a kind of deconstructed daytime version of the previous look, which is why I've followed on with this one for that reason. So I wore this to a lunch where I just wanted to feel comfortable, but I also wanted to feel a bit nice. Now, if I take the jacket off, the outfit is nothing really, but the thing I love about this jacket is that it's technically a blazer. Sure, it can be used as a coat, and I use it as a coat, but it's not really a coat when you actually kind of look at it. So a lot of the time, this is part of the outfit. It's a key piece. It's really lightweight, so I don't feel like I have to sort of take it off when I go to lunch or when I'm in a meeting, because I don't class it as a piece of outerwear in this case. It's a blazer, but it's longer. Wow, how have I overanalyzed a long line blazer so much? So yeah, it's a key piece of the outfit because without it, I essentially feel like I'm wearing fancy pajamas. So I've got a men's Arquette t-shirt on, and then these cream silk trousers from La Collection, which I have a funny feeling these might not be available anymore, or well, this exact style might not be available, but I know La Collection have silk trousers season after season, so I will link a pair. And then the Row mesh flats with my Celine clasp bag. So you can kind of see, I hope you can see, the parallels with the previous outfit, like how it draws inspiration and where there are similarities, but this one feels a bit more daytime. And then just to kind of jazz it up, I added my black beaded La Sundial necklace with the silver shell clasp. Now, it wouldn't be an outfits roundup, would it, without a full black outfit? I do feel like I am coming out of the other side of my all black rut. I got stuck in a rut around Christmas, and then just after we got back from Australia, where I was just wearing head to toe black, and it was like I had tunnel vision. I couldn't see anything else. Anyway, I still love head to toe black, don't get me wrong. Now, this is a plain black Uniqlo cashmere jumper in an extra small because I wanted this to fit closer to the body, and then Dagmar trousers again with Saint belt and the Row mesh flats. This would look great also with a loafer, trainers obviously, and for practical purposes, some sort of Wellington boot. Now, hear me out, I know that might sound rogue, but a cropped Wellington would be great. I'm showing the look here with the Celine ones I brought from Vestiaire Collective recently, and I'm really into it. I mean, it's practical. You're smart up top, and then you've got this shoe that is great for when the weather's bad, which is most likely it will be bad. So the coat is like a heavyweight version of the Dagmar blazer, actually. It's a very similar shape. It's a bit shorter. It doesn't have as many buttons, but it's got that same cinch in the waist and sharp shoulder. It's clean, it's classic, it's smart. I love it. There is not much else to say. Wearing another pearl earring with this look, I think they work quite nicely with the sharp shoulder, kind of offset them a bit. So these are the Kesha pearl stud drop earrings from Monica Vinader. Very similar to the pearl earrings that I wore with the green knit, but these are kind of like the reverse. And they're opposites also. You can see one side has the pearl as the stud and the other side has the gold as the stud. I think this look would look really great with a low, clean ponytail, just to really make that whole shoulder area just look really sharp and slick. I'm calling this one a bonus look because I technically didn't wear it for the full day. I got ahead of myself with the weather and had to swiftly change halfway through the day when it started pouring with rain, but I'm still going to include it. Some of you might recognise it from last summer. I did wear this several times, and I'm very excited to continue to repeat this look this summer. So it's made up of this shirt from Scal, which is kind of like a chalk white. It's not that bright white, which I think makes it really great for pairing with black because it doesn't feel like a really stark contrast. I can only apologise for that terrible, terrible tuck that I've done there. I did this very last clip in a bit of a rush, and I've just realised that honestly, that is the worst tuck I've ever seen. It's such a mess. Anyway, it's a great shirt, nevertheless. Saint belt, and then these really wide leg cords, which are actually a sample from the garment, so they're not available, sadly. Sophia last summer very kindly sent me the sample, and then I later found out that they never went into production. So I feel incredibly lucky to have them, but also quite sad that no one else gets to experience these really... They're such an amazing pair of cords. And then the Row Marie H sneakers and the Row Bindle. And that is it, guys. That is the final outfit. I hope you enjoyed. Apologies for the terrible lighting in this. The sun kept going in and out, and then eventually it poured down with rain. Hopefully I'll be back with one soon that is a lot more spring appropriate as the weather, fingers crossed, actually does improve. Until then, I shall see you on the next one. Goodbye.